Hey guys, this is Kelly. I have another process video for you. I am using a sketch that I will show you just briefly, and the kit from December's Hit Kit Club, plus a few things that I added from my stash. I pulled some of my Disney pictures. These are back from 2007. It's a shame that I don't have many more of these pictures in albums, and I am going to try to fix that this year. And one of the goals that I've set for myself is actually to do a few Disney pages each month, just to work on that album. And I get tired of an album if I just have to continually work on the one thing. I like a little bit of freedom. So I'm going to try to just work on, a couple of pages here and a couple pages there, and see how much progress I can get this year with this album. So I stayed pretty close to this sketch. I was hoping that it would make the layout a little bit quicker, and in the end it really didn't. This layout did take me still a little bit over an hour, and it probably closer to an hour and 20 minutes with the stitching that I ended up doing, but that's okay. This kit, I only purchased the main kit because it was December and I knew that I wouldn't be able to have a chance to really work with it in December. And I also had some things in my stash that I was hoping that I could be able to pull in and use. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out if I want my background to be that pattern paper or cardstock, and I decided on the cardstock for the main reason that I wanted to be able to use that pattern paper with some other layouts. I loved the pattern paper and wanted to stretch it as far as I could. And I'm using my Creative Memories circle cutter here to cut the circles, and I love these blades. I've had them since probably 2000, and the blades are still sharp. Creative Memories is not my style when it comes to scrapbooking, but their tools are fabulous. So I decided that on this layout I was going to ink my edges with my Prima Chalk ink, and this is Attic Dust. I love these little chalk inks. They're perfect for edging photos, and I think it's like $2 for one of the little inks, but it is well worth it. So I know that the sketch is out of view, but most of this layout is pretty close to the sketch. I was trying, again, I was trying hard to make this a quicker layout, and it just was not in the cards. So that piece of paper is from Heidi Swap, and I knew that I wanted to use that piece for journaling, but the arrows at the bottom were navy, and I had used that black piece of paper, and I believe that frame or the square that's up top was like directions, and I knew that I needed to cover that as well, and so I'd planned on doing either an embellishment cluster over top or washi tape, and I ended up doing both. Now I wanted to see before I committed to this title where the letters would go and how they would look. So I just took my pencil and just dotted the outline of the letter just to see where the title would go and if I thought that I would like it. And it did line up well, so I decided to stick with that. And then I was trying to decide on which color of yellow. And it's really not that big of a deal. It's not like it's surgery, but you would have thought it would have been. So at this point, I am just piercing the holes. I'm not sure that I've even used the stencil um, for titles, so I was happy to be able to put this stencil to use. I have a few of her stencils and I really do like them. I like the look of the stitching. Sorry about that, that was my email. So I've decided to go ahead and stick things down. I'm trying to commit. Like I said, I wanted to get this layout done. Not that I'm trying to speed scrapbook, it's just more to be able to get more done with the time that I have. So I'm not sure if you have stitched on your layouts before or not. I'm just using the embroidery floss, and this is about 40 cents a piece. So it's, if you decide to do it, it's a very inexpensive way to add a little creative detail to your layouts. And I just put a knot in the bottom just to help hold my place. And this is a very simple back stitch. You go up one hole and down the next. And it's really neat to watch with the magic of editing how I have the whole title done. If you have any questions about stitching on your layouts, just leave me a question and I will be glad to answer them if I can. You can see I'm taking this washi now, trying to figure out what I'm going to use and covering up that navy blue arrow. And I'm not sure who the washi tape is by. It's just been in my stash, and I like the size of it. It's a perfect size, pretty small. And that adventure sticker is from my stash. It's a Chamel sticker, and I'm just pulling out some things with that mustardy yellow. It's not a color that I normally go to, so when I have things that I can use it on, I'd like to get it on a layout. So these are Amy Tangerine photo corners that I am trying to place. I'm still working on my clusters. Sorry about my head. The way that I have my camera positioned, it leaves me about an inch of room before my head pokes into the view. So I'm trying to get some of these Amy Tan die cuts to work, and I like to split them if I can to make them go a little bit farther. So I go ahead and commit to those flowers behind that cluster, and I'm going to put the foam tape to pop up the frame. And I'm going to take the flower that I just cut off and put that up in the upper right hand cluster. I like to put things in my layout in threes for the visual triangle, but sometimes I can't get it to look like I would like it, and so I'm fine if it's just twice on my layout, and it does just stay, the washi tape stays up in that upper right hand cluster and at the bottom. I feel like the black is repeated in the gray with the circle and then with the photo corner so that it does balance itself out. So here I am just trying to figure out what I need to do next. And One thing that you will see that I do is I have a Mickey punch that I have, and I like to place a hidden Mickey on my layout at some point, just to tie them in together and to make it fun, since hidden Mickeys are one of the things that makes Disney so fun. And I took the wood veneer and I inked it with that Avery L ink, and I really like this pigment ink. It does take a while to dry though, so if you have not used it, be careful that you don't smudge it. So these stars are by Twine and Ink. Is it Twine and Ink? I think that's what it is. And these were left over from a Studio Calico kit. And I do decide on the stars, and they will stay right where they are. And my other New Year's resolution has been to try to clean up as I go. That way I don't have a huge mess to clean up at the end. And sometimes it works, but I tell you, my desk right now looks like a bomb has gone off on it, and it was just for one layout. I'm just looking at these stencils, seeing if I can get any more stitching incorporated onto the layout without going overboard. And I decided that that needed a little bit more ink. And I am just jotting down what I think that I want in the journaling. I am a scaredy cat when it comes to journaling, and I cannot just put my pen to paper. I like to mess with pen sizes and make sure that my writing and what I want to say will fit into the allotted space. And sometimes I'll even print it in pencil, go over it with my pen, and then go back after it's dried and erase it. So I'm trying to be better and just put my journaling down right away. There is my Mickey head that surfaced, and I'm inking him. And I was going to put him there, but I felt like that cluster just kind of went on forever. And I didn't, there was something about it that I just didn't like. So I do move the Mickey head and the star just to try to balance it out. That bottom right hand corner is giving me some trouble. I don't like the fact that the H goes ends right where that journaling piece of paper lays. It's too square for me. So I'm trying to figure out, as I'm playing around with moving this Mickey head, and what I can do to balance it out and to just make the layout look more balanced. I know I've said balance like 3 times now. Sorry about that. And so you see me when I'm like tapping down, I'm telling myself it is committed. So I came back the next day and I added that gray piece of paper with the hearts that you see. And I liked that better. I thought it gave it a little bit more balance. Again, with the balance. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.